This episode of The Devin Wade Show is brought to you by Ace the Engineer, the only other audio engineer I trust to mix The Devin Wade Show. If you want your stuff to sound professional, make sure to hit up Ace the Engineer, unless he's with like Beyonce or Patti LaBelle or some shit like that at the moment. Follow Ace the Engineer on IG at Ace the Engineer.
Just like I told the Mount Laurel police, get these fucking monkey can't do shit. That's me talking shit. 3602 Gramercy Way, that's where I live. Come fucking see me.
Back on that shit, know you hate a little nigga. New hoes wanna fuck up, my paper got bigger. Tell me pull up and I'm standing on business. Whole squad blicky up shit, we came from the trenches. Sipping the juice to get realer and realer. These Percocets killing my liver. Never duck shots from a nigga, but I call shots from a nigga. On block with the killers. Came up was broke when the block talking pride. Now I'm on the block getting richer. Out in the field, I do weather the storm. I promise I'm really about what I'm spitting. You niggas faking, I knew you before. We all picked up guns, you not with the tipping. Bitches ain't love me, I grew up some more. And then she wanted to call me about the position. Got my first tape and I blew up some more. Then started a label with pops in the kitchen. Dipping, faded on runs, now I'm rolling, I'm tripping. Zooming, swearing a lot, now I'm tinted. Booted, with two bad bitches up in it, I planned it, I did it, they hate how I'm living 100%. I ride for my niggas. We gon' get it regardless, you talk, it be honest, they know this for sure. Getting in for the win, cause I really need more. Now I'm talking about M's like I caught me a store. Now you rockin' my drip, it's new BG belong. Haters all on my dick, they can't leave me alone. Yeah, I must be the shit, they gon' try get me cold. Yeah, they want to me, ever the room me. Nigga, they give me, you gotta be bold. I was done bad, all on my own. Came in with the bag, off of the floor. Now it's all vibes, I'll be in the zone.
Up in the ratchet, I'm up in my fashion.
Now niggas gone.
Do it in traffic, I'm shining the paddock.
Then taking on.
Niggas ain't really be talking about me though. I be bending them bullets Magneto. I was on here trying to fuck with a free hoe. Now I'm deep in the water like Nemo. No, it ain't easy to be so cheesy. Niggas out here calling me Cheeto. No, it ain't easy to be so greasy. Now I'm taking that shit like I'm Debo. I can't fly back home with a bad bitch. I still got a little side like the mash dish. We still out here, Gabby doing bad flips. Keep my niggas on that bad shit, we savage.
Back on that shit, know you hate a little nigga. New hoes wanna fuck up, my paper got bigger. Tell me pull up and I'm standing on business. Whole squad blicky up shit, we came from the trenches. Sipping the juice to get realer and realer. These Percocets killing my liver. Never duck shots from a nigga, but I call shots from a nigga. I'm black, I'm black, I'm black.
Hey, she brought that ass over here how to slap it. Hey, what up, though? Welcome to the Devin Wade Show. I am your DJ, Chelsea Lee. I'm going to send you over to Dev Nasty.
What up, what up, what up? I am your host of The Devin Wade Show, Dev Nasty, a.k.a. Dangerous Dev Nasty, a.k.a. Choke Your Mama Out, a.k.a. Choke Your Pop Out. And for this episode, I really wish that I could choke a certain motherfucker out. And we're going to get into that. There was a big incident that happened here in South Jersey that actually went viral, and a lot of people heard about this. This was out in Mount Laurel. There was a man, or you just an ignorant bastard, that went on a racist rant against a neighbor, and he had a lot of crazy things to say. And we have some people from the community here that have been on the forefront to help out with this situation, and make sure that, you know, this man is held accountable. Before we get into that, I'm going to breeze through really quick and announce the cast. Of course, to my left, in the drippiest of drip right now, she's in the very fashionable day wear nightgownish made from gold fabrics. It's very thin material too. It's like, yeah, I don't want to reach out to her. I don't want to violate or nothing like that. She looks like she's got nothing on underneath that thing. And she got on some crazy sneakers as well that I could tell they got a plain vibe, but I'm sure that they cost a lot. Does that say Alexander McQueen? Yeah, that
Remember
looks
they thick sneakers.
Yeah,
you know they're expensive.
Yeah,
like the thick soles.
Kick you in the head, you done.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of money. And of course, that is our fashionista, Splash World herself, Waleska D.
Hello, 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 beautiful people. Mwah, you already know.
And she got the polka. I'd say the braid combination with that's kind of like a Native American chic. Is that it? I don't know. That's kinda,
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
We're here with it.
And of course, to the left of her is the man himself, Pyrex Porter, a.k.a. Panorama Porter, a.k.a. Movie Production Porter.
Oh, shit.
This man is a talented actor and specializing in sex scenes.
Sometimes.
And that is Camden's own Porter Rich.
What up with the people out there, man? We handling business today. We got some important shit to talk about.
Hello.
So yeah, we're gonna have some fun too, but we definitely got to get to the important shit. And of course, some fuckery before we get into it. We have the greatest DJ in the motherfucking world. And we're gonna start this thing with a moan on 3, and I'm gonna get it right like I did like I've been doing a little better lately. You know what I'm saying? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that had the pop.
Use
on
your
it.
imagination.
That little top popper again.
Yeah, the pop. Listen, the pop has always added an ill effect when you get that little pop at the end. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That
I
pop.
need to reapply my gloss.
You got them blushing over here.
That was monumental.
Oh, I like that. Yo, that's a great one. Look, Porter Rich with the wordplay. You know what I'm saying? Poet Porter. But right now on the show, we have 2 gentlemen, and I want them to introduce themselves and what they do, because one of them I personally know and is just all around phenomenal human being and a humanitarian. And can I say some things about you, Goose, real quick for the people that might embarrass you?
I don't.
Listen, this my boy, and this dude years ago. He was just always trying to find ways to help people. That's all he wanted to do. I've been in scenarios with this dude where he was almost like to tears because he wanted to help folks so bad and wasn't in a position to. And he put in the work to put himself in that field. And I watched you grow over the years, and the things that you've done is fucking amazing, dog. And all of our friends, we all talk about it, brag about it, all that type of shit. And whenever there's something to be fought, you on the front lines. This is Goose, but you could tell them about you and your peoples and what y'all do, man.
My name is Justin de Guzman, nickname Goose. Just an activist for creativity and for the people. And then this is my friend John Clayton.
What up, John Clayton? Just a lover of the people. My day job's very different from, everything else that has been happening in the last week, but just a supreme lover of the people, just, out there doing the best we can to help people that look like us, certain shit we just not going to let fly. So, that's what it was. That's what it was about. Just we not just going to let it fly, and then we're going to kind of nip it in the bud so it don't happen again. But that's about it.
So for the people at home that don't know, this clip went viral, and there was some comedy in it for sure that was added later after it went viral. So this man, Edward, what's his name? Cagney?
Cagney.
So Edward Cagney Matthews had some kind of an altercation with a neighbor, and he was calling black people all kinds of N-words, monkeys, all kinds of shit. And he's being filmed. He knows he's being filmed, and he's very brazen about it, blatant. And he's basically sends an invite out and says, you could send whoever you want. This is my address. The address being 3602 Grand Mercy Way in Mount Laurel. He sends it out, sends the invite out. And in some of these memes and things like you would see, they would play that of him saying that. And next thing you know, it shows the little white kid that be like, it's passion, that dude. And he's like, say less. And everybody showed up at this man's door, including these gentlemen here. And they probably had like 300 people with them as well. Can you tell us more of what you found out that the original, argument was about, even in the first place, before we get into what is being done about this situation?
So basically, Brendan, right? That was the guy's name, the young Jamaican.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, Brendan, he's actually the hero of this whole thing, because if it wasn't for him sticking up for the elderly lady, we would never seen, and the cameraman, obviously. So he was just harassing a elderly woman, and pretty much it kind of just, it went viral. And that's when, my boy John, he somebody told me that he was going, and I kind of just pulled up, and it started off with 10 people, and then next thing you know, it's chaos. It's 250 people out there.
Yeah. And I saw notable people from the city, Shock Hill, Chalk, different people was definitely out in the field. I saw my nieces out there. It was just like everybody showed up at this man's door. And now he was taken up for someone, and because of that, this man, called him all these type of names. But the interesting part about this story is everybody surrounded, this man's house. The police had to basically guard his door, right? So they had like 4 police officers that were in front of his home, and y'all made it difficult for him. He tried to order food, I guess, because he was barricaded in the house. Yeah. I saw people out there eating his pizza. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Things of that. Yeah, no, and that's how it's supposed to have went down. Right. You know what I mean?
More than one time.
Yeah. I saw a couple of orders. I actually saw somebody say, "Yo, tell that motherfucker to order something again. We hungry." You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I saw that. Y'all made it real difficult for him, and eventually it looked like they took him out of the house. And what I wanted to know was, did the police take him out and arrest him really? Or was that just a way of getting him out of the house and past you guys?
I don't want to speculate. But I mean, yes, they did what they had to do, to get him out. We can go through speculation, but he's in jail right now. They had the photo. That's the only thing I can go off of. Justice was served. I just got a phone call. I didn't think that he was gonna go to jail. So it was just a lot of behind the scene things. Yes, people are upset, but that comes and goes with being in a protest. You got the good and the bad. So everybody just seen the bad and not the good that was behind it. Like, let's just take it for what it is. He's in jail right now, and on Friday is his court case. So.
And this man has a history. Is in jail. Yeah, he has a history.
Mugshot floating around.
He has a history of this though as well. That he was harassing other people. There was a young lady from our community that he harassed for a long time. So for a lot of people, this was kind of one of those like ta-da moments where now other people can see what this person was doing.
This man was beyond super privileged, obvious. He harassed the first police officer that pulled up. The first police officer that addressed the situation, the clip is floating around, where he talked to the police as if the police wasn't police.
And that's an interesting thing that we're going to touch on, because a lot of people are upset with the police officer, and I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be touched on, because, I mean, obviously this is all about people feeling like they have different, like we're in different time. We're still back in the day, and people do have different laws. Some people do feel that there are different laws for different races and different cultures. And yes, we can do fucked up shit and ignorant shit, and you can't. And we could do it to like certain people. And I think it's just fucked up that the people that's assigned to protect and serve the police officer, because 9 times out of 10, if that would have been a black man doing that, or a man from a different motherfucking culture, you know what I mean? And the police would have came and the nigga would have kept talking to the police like that. Come on, it would have been a whole way different fucking outcome, bro. They'd have had guns drawn on a motherfucker, laying him the fuck down, ready to put him down. These motherfuckers, and listen, this not the first incident where we've seen a white person, no disrespect to my white friends. Y'all know I ain't no motherfucking racist. I love y'all like I love everybody. But it's the truth. We speaking facts. We calling spades spades. It's been several situations over the years where we've watched white people stone cold disrespect the law and government. No respect, getting the fuck out their car when they want to, fucking pulling out weapons, chasing police with fucking knives, machetes, all that shit.
This guy talked to this officer almost like he knew him, or he seems like he knew, because he was telling the guy, like, can you just go home? I'll come talk to you later. And he kept on saying other shit. So for me personally, this is just me personally, from what I saw, I couldn't come at the officer all crazy, because the dude was being belligerent and everything, and the dude was trying to get him to just go home. I understand that people might feel like the officer should have busted him in the head, or that's how he would have did black people, but I don't know that man individually to say that he personally, not police in general, would hit anybody in the head. The dude told him from the beginning, back up, kind of pulled back, like, look, listen, bro, don't approach me. You know what I'm saying? So he seemed like he took a stance, and he knew that this man, Edward, was completely out of pocket. And like, I said earlier, he harassed another local woman for a long time, and she recorded him saying that he was, a drug dealer, right? And that he has a reputation or a rapport with police where they're all his friends, and you could call them and ain't nothing going to happen to him, period.
I agree, because I don't really like fault the officer himself neither. But at the end of the day, just from, like I said, all the ongoing stuff and people behaving like this and people harassing people like this and doing stuff to innocent people like this, I absolutely blame America 1,000%.
Yeah, I think that hindsight is 20/20, right? We can watch a video from front to back. The police officer comes on the scene. He doesn't have the preface of what happened before.
Correct.
He only steps on the scene. I think if it's black men there, he says, everybody stay here and we figure out what happened. And we arrest one of you. We figure out a reprimand. But he let that man go home. So, you know, sometimes the letter of the law is different for different people.
That's a fact.
And just to kind of circle back real quick, back to what you were saying, I think it was performative, right? I think if you look at 3 people outside in the white community, yes, black people live there, but a largely white community, and the sun is starting to go down. You got 300 black people outside. We have to get these people out of this area before it gets dark, before we can't control the situation.
Correct.
So we'll parade him out in front of you, right? And okay, you got it. But it's all about law and order. So now we back to the order part. What's the prosecutorial process? You know, he can be in jail. They can slap that man on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? We not there at that point. You know, a couple of us, we've been up to the police station.
Right, I wanted to touch on that. You followed up the very next day.
100%. People trying to go out to the court to make sure things go through correctly. But, you know, you never know what could happen. The carriage of justice and things like shit fucks up all the time. It's the history of this type of shit. So that's why we trying to, you know, be on the front line, make sure it comes through correctly.
And my thing is this, bro, just to touch on that, to piggyback on that a little bit, people got to keep in mind, and when I say people, I want to say in particularly like law enforcement, courtrooms, judges, the people that, you know, run all that, right? They got to really keep in mind that we in a new day and time. You know, we in a new day and time where you're seeing some shit like that happen here in South Jersey, where people mobbed out to this complex to make sure that some accountability take place. So now you the people that's in charge and designated to hold people accountable for these type of actions. Now they got a choice to make. This how I look at it, and this how I view it. Because it's to the point where, like, this man is exposed. This man is exposed. Everybody know who the fuck he is around here now. His fucking whole address, where he lives. He's gonna have to move. My thing is this: like, if you, why wouldn't y'all do the right thing that y'all supposed to do, right, and hold him accountable, versus not hold him accountable, keep supporting the bullshit, let a motherfucker slide somehow, some way, and now somebody else decides to hold this man accountable in another way.
Yep.
It just turns out worse, man. You know what I mean? If people just do what the fuck they need to do in every category, man, in every fucking field, this world will be a better place, man.
100%. So, and to kind of go off of that, why is it they've been getting harassed for at least 4 to 6 years. So what's going on?
Is there some truth to the things that he says when he says that I am untouchable? He's saying this confidently, but I heard. Now, I don't know.
He probably a Klansman that night.
But I don't know. But listen,
he probably a Klansman that night. Absolutely.
But I also want to know, because what was he speaking about when he talked about shooting through windows and all of this kind of stuff? What the fuck was that about?
So go ahead.
Yeah, so basically some things that we saw. My biggest thing is that he's targeting elders, right? So he's targeting older people in the community. The young man that was out there defending an older person. So he's had some issues within the community with a bunch of different people, specifically black people, Latinx people within that community, and he's been untouched. People have filed complaints. They've been to the police office, you know, they've been to court, and evidence is disappearing, all type of shit like that.
Oh, wow.
And because he's untouched, he's been able to kick people's doors in, shoot BB guns at people's cars.
Whoa.
Like, so he got people in fear in the community,
I've
right?
heard he puts feces on people.
Yeah, rubbing feces and shit.
It's bigger than Nino Brown here. It's some shit. It's some shit. If they look into this shit, it's some shit going on behind
it.
it.
Only go so far with it, though. I feel like people, like you said, he's been kind of getting away with it for so long, and he probably feels that way because we all know connections can take you a long way. Who knows if he went to college with these other police officers, if he grew up with one of them, and they just like, bro, we got you, but you got to calm the fuck down. And then it comes to the point where it's just so out loud where they can't keep sweeping this shit under the rug. And at this point, you guys and other people are going to keep following up to where they have to do something to this guy. He's going to have to move clearly. So he just kind of dug his own grave to the point where he thought he was so brazen that he can get away with it. But at this point, like, everything he's getting, he deserves.
They are still trying to cover his behind. We went there yesterday, and it took me 4 hours to get custom, what's that called? Complaint forms. And what was the other one called? When you had to, like, I forget the name, but it took them 4 hours for me to get complaint forms. They did not want to give it to me. And the prosecutor came out, and he took a notepad. He said, "Let's make this easier. Let's get all your complaints on this one." And I'm like, "Are you sure about that?"
That's not like an
They're
official.
so
piece of
bombarded,
paperwork.
they don't even want to do it correctly. They want to do
don't.
less work
It's-
because they probably weren't even prepared for something to happen like this. So at this point, they don't want to do the work that they need to do.
Yeah, the old heads, they call it the good old boys club. They all got each other's back, right? You know what I'm saying? They all know each other. They from the same place. If you look in the newspaper, this guy has had a history of things happen. So, you know, he knows these guys. The police officer's like, yo, Cagney, just go home. We'll talk about it later. He has a rapport with this man.
So they're more looking at it like they're more upset as just the fact that, come on, bro, you doing it too brazen, like
Yeah.
you're
taking it too far.
You taking it
now.
too far. Like, come on, you got to give us a little something to work
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, see, and he saw that video camera and was like, okay, now, you know what I'm saying? Generally, you can get this off, but there's a video camera here. It's 2021. They're going to be on your ass. You need to calm down.
Well,
and
they
that's
have
exactly what
footage.
happened.
They have
It's
footage
only
of them.
listen. It's only a matter of time, bro. Y'all listen, man. I just wish the people, and it's a shame because it's not all white people. It's not, you know, it's different people that deal with like racism and hatred and this evil shit that's embedded in them. But we got to do better, man, because people getting tired of it, and it's going to get to a point where I'm telling you, if people not getting held accountable for this shit, people going to take matters into their own hands. Because dude lucky that he ain't like, you did that for 4 or 5 years, bro. You lucky if that elderly lady didn't have a grandson or a nephew to just come bust your motherfucking chest wide open with the big 40.
No, it's a fact.
like fuck you, that's my grandma. Give me life.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And to that point, bro, that potentially happened. There was an elderly woman that was there some years before, and she felt like she needed to move before her sons got arrested for fucking him up.
What's do y'all got the Jamaican boy? You said he was Jamaican, right? I'm sorry, babe. You said the Jamaican boy. Do we have his information? Do we know who he is?
So I'm giving him a rest, like, cause he going through a lot. He just came from the hospital. We want to talk to him, but we kind of like, you know, stepping back and let him relax for a second because, yo, believe it or not, people are at peace right now, bro.
Right.
A dude was so happy because I just left from there. They're like, yo, I can walk with my daughter now.
Right, through that complex.
I can go through the complex and go to because the playground is literally in front of his house, and he used to write "White Lives Matter" on there, or just kick somebody's window in because they had a Black Lives Matter poster in there.
Wow.
Keep us in contact with the kid, because I would like to see if we could set up something, because there's been a lot of like just honoring good people, like you know, that's doing like amazing things around
he's the hero.
around the country. No, he really is. He really is. And you know, he might have wasn't even probably like the toughest, most skilled fighting type person or whatever, but he stood up for what was right.
Right.
And he went with what was in his heart, you know what I'm saying? And if we can, I would like to be able to like set up something if you do it, and we could like contribute something to like just do something, an act of kindness for the young man.
Yeah, it's funny you brought that up because I was even thinking like a community day.
Yeah.
And then they'll go donate a blow up so the kids can play.
I honestly think a
it's gonna be his
GoFundMe
name.
would go crazy for that kid right now.
Yeah, I think
Like,
so
around the
too.
world.
I think that's pretty dope.
around the world.
Yeah,
No,
we'll-
I think
we'll
that
link
would
up
be
on that.
definitely dope. I'm glad to see people that are on the same page, because one thing that I do want to bring up about people in any situation of protest is, and once again, this is my opinion, I always try to make sure that when I say something that people might not fuck with, that I say this is Dev talking. It's not Guzman talking, you know what I'm saying? But when I see people at protests and they turn the protest into something else, whether it be the extremes of rioting in the situation or whatever, even the smaller things. One thing that I saw Moorish brother out there talking, and you know, we respect everybody's beliefs and everybody's knowledge, everybody's wisdom, everybody's historical facts, whatever. I felt like that's him presenting that at that time wasn't tangent enough to what was going on at the moment and start causing division, because now we're having a debate or an argument when we're all really supposed to be here about this one thing.
Right.
We're here to make sure that this man is held accountable for this, not to start talking about where black people come from, if black is the label that you should be, if you are
that's heavy out here right now.
Yeah, that start turning into something, and what it did was it started causing a little bit of friction outside, and we got to be more mindful and more intelligence to know, especially these are intelligent people. Please, there's a place for everything.
Read the room. That's what you got to tell them. Read the room.
It's not even funny, but real quick, I got to slide just a little piece in there. It's crazy that you say that, because it's really like going on right now with a lot of like just people with religion trying to figure stuff out. And because somebody was in my inbox like recently heavy, and it's not the first time I've had a lot of people hit me with like this different stuff about like Moorish American, what black is, and somebody jumped in my inbox like recently and was like, yo, like, no, you don't know who you are. I'm telling you, you're the son of Joshua. And I was like, no, my dad's name is Miguel. Like, I know for a fact. Like, no, seriously. So I was like just blown away by it. Like, how you would just go jump in my DM and tell me like just everything about my family and everything. But
I get it when people have information, you know, you want to tell other people about that information, everything, but it's just,
I want to kind of piggyback on that.
Like, you can, absolutely.
Like, so I'm glad you've seen that because a lot of that was happening where people were trying to catch a platform real fast. So I had to whisper in his ear before he got booed off the stage. I had to whisper and say, yo, bro, this is not the platform for this. Like, I'm cool. I understand the Moors. Like, I like all that history. That's dope. And I get it. But right now, bro, ain't the time. But he was just trying to, like, tell the people, like, this is our land. And the dude was like, well, then, goddammit, go in there and go get him. And they're like, and then he's like, nah, that's not happening.
Exactly. So all of the concept of it is beautiful.
Yeah.
But if you try to just go and do it, you're getting shot. You know what I'm saying? But I did see that soon as police took this man off, people threw some bricks and shit through his windows and everything like that.
Oh, they beat him with the Black Lives Matter flag.
They was flagging him upside the head.
Nah, he deserved that though.
Nah, he did. He 100%
deserved that.
And I appreciate. We're gonna move on to some other things, but I appreciate y'all for the work that y'all did, and you know what I mean, because y'all could have been sitting at home doing whatever you want, beating your meat if you wanted to. You could do whatever you want.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Goose, what's the name of your brand, your company?
It's I Create.
I Create. We met before.
Yeah, we met a couple times. The
places.
protests for when we did the rally for the police reform.
Absolutely.
But we met multiple times. Yep.
Nah, salute to y'all, man. Like, because we need more good brothers like y'all. That's like, you know, like Dev said, Dev gave a history piece on you that I thought was phenomenal. That you that passionate about.
He always was
trying to help people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm kind of like got a big heart where I just feel sorry for like a lot of shit, so I could kind of like relate to that. But I probably need to get back more around people like you, because lately I've been like fuck people. I've been like getting mad.
And he ain't no punk too. I remember one time I had an issue with somebody. I was here, you know what I mean? It was dope. So somebody was pissing me off, you know what I'm saying? I was here. It was a bunch of Philly people in the room, and you know what I mean? I was telling somebody like, bro, I get you hurt in here. Like, fuck out of here, because I'm up here with Dolo. I don't know what I did. I gave one yell down the steps. A whole army came up here. He was one of the first people up the steps, and they basically carried Bo out of here, no problem. And it looked good for me for some chicks that was here as well. You know what I'm saying?
You family.
As soon as I said yeah, it was an army upstairs. You know what I'm saying? He was ready to get busy.
Kill the army.
But absolutely. But also I wanted to talk about something else that's in the news right now. We're talking about Sha'Carri Richardson and everything that happened with the Olympics. For everybody knows this story, obviously, that she tested positive for THC, marijuana, whatever. So they basically,
I wouldn't say they're hating on her.
That's where I want to get into. Go ahead.
I know you're going to go.
Go ahead. And I'm not going to say they're hating.
I'm still going to give my piece.
The reason being, there are rules, right?
Yes.
We have rules that are implemented for a reason. And this is where people kind of fail to realize, and I'm not going to say no one's bashing her for doing what she was doing, right? Everybody smokes weed, everybody gets high, but she wasn't doing it for that. She was going through some stuff and she was smoking weed, whatever the case may be. But there are rules and regulations, so you have to abide by those rules. So if she didn't abide by that specific rule, she can't be qualified for something. So if they say, okay, she gets a pass, then what about the people that didn't get a pass years before that?
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
How can you hold that person?
Go ahead.
But how can we let those people bypass that? Like, it's just, we can't just, and I understand because she's a black woman. I understand.
She's
we all
fast
understand.
too, lightning fast.
No, super fast. But things happen, and that's what happened for her. I don't
want to say, Wally, not to interrupt you. I don't want to say that. Sorry, I had to crunch the mic so quick. I don't want to, because I heard what you said, but I don't agree with she was going through some shit and smoked some weed. She was
No,
probably
that's what
smoking
she-
weed forever.
Well,
No,
no, that was her
that was
reason,
her-
though.
that was
That
her
was her
reason.
reason.
But she had to say that to
Well,
watch
we
her
don't.
ass.
We can't say
No, no,
that
her-
though.
her
we
mother
can't.
just really- it's
her,
facts that her
No,
mother
but she
just
also
passed.
said that she didn't even really have a relationship with her mother. So when you do real research, you have to really look into it and say, okay, of course, you get caught. You got to have your own back and say, yeah, my mother passed away and I need to smoke some weed to go through some shit. That's fine. But when you say weeks before, I really don't have a relationship with my mother. I have a relationship with my grandmother. She said she barely even knew her mother.
But that's an important thing when you lose somebody that you
didn't have a relationship with. Yeah,
I'm not downing it. I'm not downing it. But I also I don't like the fact that people like are.
So you're saying that you think that someone forced her to say what she said?
I don't think someone forced her. I think that her and her team said, "Hey, look, we still want people to look at you like a sweet young girl who has a chance later. So say these things because no one's really going to come back and say, oh, her mother died. Fuck her. When you say something like that, which is true, which people go through, your mom, your dad, people can't really come back and talk shit on that. Let's all be real about the facts of the situation.
So I'm halfway there with you. So basically, this is what I think. I think she just smokes weed. That's what
that's what I'm saying.
No, I do agree with that. But what I will say is, in a situation, and that's just my opinion.
But you're also trying to be an Olympian, and like Wally said, there's also
She's not
rules.
trying. She was beating the shit out of people.
But she's not.
No, I know what you're
she's
saying.
Not
She's
in
trying,
the Olympics
and
yet.
if she's
She can't
running
even
high,
compete.
that doesn't even look better for the other.
But I want to be clear. I want to be clear on something. Not having a relationship, having a strained relationship with somebody, and them dying. Now there is literally no way to ever have that closure. It's lost now. It's like it will never. So that can be
traumatic.
It's just like you could have your parent die and be like, man,
Poindexter.
things was solid with me and my mom. I'm okay with that. But when things ain't solid, and a person dying, you can never fix it again. It could be even more reason to do drugs, smoke, get drunk, because it is lost forever.
Right.
When you have a strained, imagine this too, Chelsea.
I'm not degrading it being serious.
I'm just saying,
I
I'm
agree
just
with
saying
it
that
being
it could be
serious.
worse. So I just want to make sure that I'm saying, for me, the point of her not knowing her, having that relationship with her mom could actually be more valid for me personally, because I think that when you don't have that relationship and you're on this grand stage, one of the things is my mom's going to see me. I'm about to do something that, like, my people gonna see me.
But do you get the chance to do it because you wanted to smoke weed?
I know. So
and it's really sad
I get
because
it.
I really was looking forward to seeing her run and her winning for our people.
You and the whole world.
And the whole world. And I was looking forward to that. But also, as our people being black, they will find any reason to make us look like shit.
And you know that.
So if you wanted to smoke weed or do something and you know you're on this platform where you only have a 1 in every 4 years chance of getting where you're at, your body only going to work this great for X amount of years, you really have to take it seriously.
Very hard for a 21-year-old person to realize that too. So let's all keep in mind that most of us that are saying this are 40, 30, it's a big difference.
Real quick, just for the people out there, drop a couple Porter facts real quick. They was comparing her to another girl, I believe her name was Shelby Houston, another different track star. She was a white track star that ran before. They tried to say she smoked weed and got disqualified for some shit. But I looked up the facts on it. It wasn't weed. She actually got disqualified for like a steroid. But she did say that she ate a burrito and that it came from like the burrito that she ate. Like literally, and she still got suspended and got held accountable for that shit. And as far
as I want to say is possible though, when you're dealing with was it down Mexico or any chance?
No.
Well, they just said
She said she ate a pork burrito.
Right.
And then she took
But the steroid that they found in it, they did say a lot of people who eat pork, it has came up in their system, whatever.
Yeah,
but then Sha'Carri Richardson, her situation was a little different. I just want to state the facts. Like people, she did test positive for the marijuana shit, and it wasn't really her testing positive itself that got her like disqualified for the shit, because they was still going to try to let her run for like certain shit. I think it was like one of the races or something.
Only one of them.
But it was that they said that her times now, because she tested positive her previous times that she set the records for, that enabled her to qualify for the Olympics, was disqualified. So that's why she couldn't run. And then at the same time, I also read that the people who are in charge of these rules and they the people that hold you accountable for the Olympics and shit like this, they had the option to allow her to run in this certain situation where what she was still, they had the option and they chose their discretion to not let her run. And I'm not mad at that. I just feel
Setting
like
an example.
but I just feel like at the same time, I
That's
just
what
feel
they did
like
with Michael Phelps. They can't give her the green pass.
But I know they different. Like I know different sports and different genres is like doing different things right now. And I just got to throw it out there because I think it helps causes confusion for the people because people will look and say, well, look, the NBA just legalized weed. They able
But
to.
that's the NBA.
It's crazy because if it was one month away from, I feel like we're 1 month away from everybody saying it's okay, and that's
legal.
so that's
Right. And my thing is this. I just wanted to mention that that's the only reason why I see people like just having trouble to understand the rules, the actual rules, because it's just so much confusing shit going on. But me personally, I just want to say I love her. I think her hair is fire. I think I was digging the nails. Her energy is beautiful.
No, she was a dope, awesome female. Like, let me tell you something. She represented.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's just unfortunate that this happened.
I really feel bad.
Things happen in all the. Listen, these things happen. Like he said, like, yo, we're legit like month, weeks, days, hours away. It might be like, yo, everything's legal. We're good.
Now check this out.
We still with her.
In UFC.
No, 100%.
But it might not be legal federally, and that doesn't mean it's going to be legal in
don't matter.
the Olympics.
It
turned me on.
If it's
No. Real quick. When I found out, bro, it turned me on. I gave her a nickname. I call her Weedy Gonzalez instead of Speedy.
Listen, they could have put her on a box of Wheaties. You know what I'm saying? Instead, you know what I'm saying? So look, so my thing is, it's happened with other people. A lot of people know Nate Diaz but don't know Nick Diaz in UFC. Nick Diaz ended up out of the UFC for weed. And now Joe Rogan is smoking weed with all the UFC fighters on his show. Like it is what it is. It's about timing. It's about knowing what you're allowed to do. And if you know that you're on thin ice with a situation, you got to make the right
Just do
decisions.
your job.
Blessings to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna end this with this. This is what I would do if I was her. If I was her, I would go live during the actual event that they're running. I would get on a track and I would run the race at the same time that they're running it just to prove that I really am the fastest person. Mm-hmm. If she does that, because when you're racing, you're not really racing people. You're racing the clock. The only time the other people come in is maybe that boost of adrenaline of looking to the left and seeing a motherfucker passing you to make you turn up.
What if she do it with a J-Lit?
But if
embarrassing.
That would be wild.
No, but I'm joking. Listen,
she's proving a point.
It's my sense of humor. It's my sense of humor. But the truth is that even her smoking, she's faster than the whole fucking world.
But that would just be doing
it's the
too
fact.
much.
Yeah, but I'm just joking. I
do think
it's a point that I'm trying to make.
If it's me being a competitor, I don't want to win the Olympics knowing I'm really the second fastest person, because it's always going to be that weird shadow of like, yeah, you won, but that's because Sha'Carri didn't run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But she could make it a certain thing if she runs it at the same time. You know how many people going to be watching that while they're watching
That'd
the actual joint on TV?
Yo.
Listen, we got to tag her.
You know what I'm saying? I think
we got to tag her.
I think that would
you
be
might have sparked
crazy.
the brain, brother.
For real. And
that
host
would be
it.
hard
We can
body.
host it.
Listen, and I guarantee you this.
Let us host it.
The sponsorship money that she could get while doing that will be more money than she got in the Olympics, I bet.
Absolutely, I agree.
I think that she could get so much bread for whatever she's wearing, whatever she's doing. I don't give a fuck if it's a Fashion Nova track outfit.
I think we could get Wiz Khalifa and Burner to perform.
No, that's real. That's fact. That's a fact.
Yo, that's wild.
Snoop and all of them. Snoop.
Come on.
Snoop.
She'll never be allowed back in the Olympics after that. Snoop. She already said that she's coming next year, or she's coming the next time, and she wants to run. So for her, she needs to lay low, stay out of trouble.
Now the truth is, if
not
she
do
does
any of that.
this, if she does any of this, she might not need them niggas.
Yes, she will, because the whole goal is to still be an Olympian.
So I do understand that part, but we have people like, let me ask you something. Floyd Mayweather got completely robbed of his Olympic medal. Completely robbed. That's what made him go pro.
Yep.
Best thing that ever fucking happened
Yeah,
in
but
his
when
life.
do the fastest runners and stuff and people come out?
What do you mean?
Like, when do runners and stuff, like, and big meets
No, I
and
get
stuff
it.
like
So
that?
what I'm saying is, but if this person could make the bag and set the world record for a run, if the Olympic record is lower than the world record, it's like, well, listen, you got the Olympic record.
Yeah, I see
but
what you're saying.
I ran the world record. Period, point blank. You're not faster than me, dog.
Yeah.
Like, it's written, it's in stone. I'm the fastest person, and I got a crazy bag because it is. And it really, I don't see that as being a violation. You running on live.
You're trying to
and
prove
I
it.
didn't
No, it's
smoke
not a
more.
violation.
I didn't smoke more weed. I could have Snoop and them host my event. So I think it would actually be kind of dope and on some bullshit. But
all she needs is her own strain. She'd be rich.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
it. Let's talk about it, bro.
and that's
Run no more.
yeah, and yeah.
I'm
the
telling
money
you,
from that-
call it Weedy Gonzalez.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, listen, I don't want a dime. Weedy Gonzalez.
And that's the crazy thing, right? If she does that, it's gonna be way more than she ever do a track meet ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes. So that's that's about some money, a situation that she could get to.
get it.
Some bullshit though, but at the same time, let's get on some other bullshit. Oh my God, we got a classic song, right? Anytime this song comes on to this day in the fucking club, you already know butts is about to get sweaty. They're gonna be twerking. They're gonna be. It's gonna get wild. This
of
is
my
your
favorites.
best chance ever to get a Wally. If y'all don't know what a Wally is, that's when y'all
Give
up
me a
against the wall
Wally.
and the Jones is just
And for those out there, it's not a Wally. She's
it's
not
not
her
a Wally,
doing
but
it.
Wally was definitely probably giving out
I was
Wally.
definitely giving Wally back in the day.
Right. So if you would have never got a Wally when this record came on and the women was running around looking for somebody to grab, you might have just lucked up because they gotta throw it on somebody, and that's Back That Ass Up by Juvenile. But this joint done took a turn for the motherfucking worse.
Yes.
There has been, I don't know what's going on, but they want to vaccinate people so bad
Man.
that they are giving it away with fried chicken. They are
They paying you
They
with
paying
money,
you
cash.
Like, yeah, they probably drop charges on you or something. They have a program. Oh yeah, we'll drop your drug charge, get back.
Yeah.
Like, they are vaccinating people and offering all types of stuff. And in the latest thing, because they had some kind
in
of
the
like
latest-
lap dances,
in the latest-
lap dances for it.
Oh,
The
yes,
latest
yes, yes.
gimmick.
Yeah,
the latest gimmick.
is somehow they convinced the legendary Juvenile,
Legendary.
you know what I'm saying,
And Manny Fresh.
and Manny Fresh to redo,
Right.
back that thing up and make it vax that thing up. And I mean,
Crazy.
they really went in the studio and
Crazy.
remade this song.
Crazy.
That's a fact.
No, they did.
Now,
Yes, they did.
No, they did.
Listen.
Yes, they did.
Listen,
Crazy.
listen, it'd be like, girl, you look good. Won't you
Now
vax
vax
that
that
thing
up.
up?
Now-
You're a handsome young fella. Won't you vax that thing up?
Now,
Come on,
No.
Big Daddy, won't you?
Listen, I want to kick it off by saying, like, I'm not mad at kind of like people hustling, because I understand that we in a new day and time. It's 2021. I don't know what people got going on right now. So people hustling, trying to get this money. But do we do any thoughts to like the classic and just what we've done? And like, are we ruining something? Are we now going to turn something into a joke? Because I tuned into it, of course, when bro said, look, we're gonna chop it up about this. This is interesting. I tuned into it and I'm like, honestly, I'm a fan of Juvenile. I'm a fan of Cash Money. I know what they come from. You know what I mean? Like, I was tapped into that whole shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? We went from back that thing up to vax that thing up? What's next? From 400 degrees to 400 disease? Like, with the whole album? Like, what's going on? No, seriously, it turns into like a parody.
It is a parody.
A spoof.
No, it is 100%
From Legends.
a parody and a spoof, and definitely gets the attention. But it was funny because the way that they made this song was basically an anthem to say, you look good, he looks good, but make sure before y'all have sex with each other,
You gotta vax
before
that thing
y'all-
up.
But even further, y'all go on a date, don't even hold hands. You gotta vax that thing up before y'all do anything. And then Nick, when I heard Manny Fresh verse, when he started talking about I won't hold hands, but once we get vaccinated, I'm gonna do all this romance. I said, yo, This is terrible. Number one, them niggas is lying. They will fuck
If
now.
Juvie ain't married, the night he got that check from this song, he went and got Loose Magoose.
Well, first of all, they were throwing out
With
the
no-
Vax cards like it was money. They was like, you know, kind of doing this type of thing in the video on the girls' asses, shaking their asses. Like,
Yeah, that shit.
it was
They
just so-
soiled it.
Yeah.
It was
Like
just
SpongeBob
wild.
said.
So
Soiled it.
did they fuck up a classic, y'all?
They fucked up the
Yeah,
classic.
they fucked up a
We
classic.
throwing Vax cards on females now? That's
If
what
you
we bring into
hear
the strip
Vax
club?
that thing
Listen,
up.
if you hear dun, 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 and you don't know whether or not it's Vax that thing coming on or the other one, come on, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. They got the. Yeah. That's very important to add that.
Dude.
Yeah,
Nah,
because
that
I'm
shit
telling
crazy.
you, they left just enough.
They should have called Lil Wayne and asked him his opinion. He would
Now,
have
Lil
told
Wayne
them
wasn't
no.
with that shit.
Nah,
That's
He
what
was
I'm
like,
saying. He would have
nah.
told them no.
It's like, but what do you think was going to happen? Because guess what?
they just
I would
got a
have
bag. They don't
rather
care.
I would have rather like went and did a record from scratch or something, man, to shoot my shot at the vaccination
No.
shit.
So hold on, Rich,
Can't go
Rich,
fuck up the classic.
Rich. If you do a record from scratch,
It's
it
not
will
gonna-
be nothing.
Sure.
Now, Rich brought up something off camera, and he said, "Who gave them this bag? What was that bag like?"
That's what I want to know.
Because that is an important thing to say, because we don't know.
It had to be a big
we don't-
pharmaceutical.
But
Had
we
to
don't
be.
know.
Big pharmaceutical.
We
We're like,
don't-
listen, we need a vaccination rap
We
right
don't
now.
know
Yo,
whether
that-
or not we would have been doing the
Right.
same thing.
What was your biggest record? Back that ass up. Vax that ass up.
Okay, so let me ask you,
That
Richie.
sound-
Perfect.
I'm gonna ask you, Richie. You're juvenile. They come to you with the bag.
Get a vax, get a vax,
And
get a
they
vax.
I like that.
Get a vax, get a vax.
Get the vax. Get the vax. Get the vax.
So listen, so we're not going.
You gonna be
listen,
video?
listen.
No.
listen,
kidding.
listen. So we know Puerto Rich song is get a bag, right?
Right.
Get a bag. So now let's use Puerto Rich because now these dudes done generated millions.
Right.
Get a bag ain't generated millions yet, but let's say that they came to you, Rich, and they said, "We love this record. We love how your community took to this record. We want to give you $800,000 to make."
And I done fucked up a lot of the millions that the original Got a Bag made. Because 9 times out of 10, and I'm not, but it happens to a lot of our great superstars that make it big. But I mean, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know.
He's
I don't know.
taking it.
I don't know. No. I really don't know because money ain't everything to me. Me personally, money ain't everything to me. And I just, again, that's why I mentioned that. Like, you gotta know what you have. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what you have. That's just like in that the same mentality. And I'm gonna go a little off grid here, but it's the same thought process, like in stocks and shit like that, right? Because I deal with stocks and I deal with shit like that now. You gotta know what you have. You know what I'm saying? And when you know what you have, when you have something that you appreciate, you really like kind of like cherish it a different way.
Man, fuck that, Rich. I don't care about money like that. But for listen, bro, the classic song is
I'm just
still
saying, I
it.
don't know. Back That Ass Up was so classic,
Just the
bro.
cra-
You know that shit just ruined the
Hold on,
classic.
so check this out. This is what could have happened.
Is it worth it
Yes.
after 10 years
It
from now?
dep-
You think they're going to think it was still worth it?
How much
Yes.
did they get? It depends, bro. So you got to think about this. They could come to you and say,
It is some information we
they
need
could say,
on this.
listen, they could say the parody laws, right? Where people could just do shit. We was going to get Guy Funny and another comedian from Philadelphia, they was going to do it. Or a comedian from your town, they was going to do it. But then we was in there and we was like, you think Juvenile will do it himself? If we'll give him $5 million. You think he'll do it?
Fucking right.
So they come to you and say, we're gonna do the record regardless. We could get people to do the fucking record. We could get a comedian to do it with a crazy following. You wanna do it? He like, I got the files right here, nigga. Well, you know what I'm saying? I got the original files, everything. This the real beat. Let's go in there and do this shit.
Only thing that I don't like about shit like that is like, I don't know, because I can't really say that about vaccination because I think the whole world is divided on vaccinations. You got people that just fuck with them. You got people that just not try and fuck with them. So it's crazy. But my whole thing, like when I see people like kind of like just do things that's against a certain group of people, I just feel like what certain people stand for. I just feel like in shit like that, it causes division. It causes division. It's even like, from a big scale down to a small scale, when you see people like do stuff that's like, even like in political shit, people look at you when they think, you done something wrong to get something, right? From like a certain group of people or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, again, it causes division because it makes other people feel like, well, you know what? If everybody out for self, then I could just be selfish. I could do whatever for myself.
But they
Fuck
might
the world.
also, maybe they
Fuck the
really
people.
people that just believe in vaccinations at the same time. So it was a win-win for them. Everybody don't feel
Right.
the same
That's
way
true.
about that.
That's
You
a
know
true
what I'm saying?
point.
They might
That's a
have
true
been
point.
like, yeah, I'm cool with that. It's kind of corny.
What if they both really vaccinated?
Yeah, and they like it's kind of corny, but
Right.
now I'm gonna get this check. And they might say, shit, a lot of other people made money off of this whole coronavirus thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk out with my check because we know our people was going crazy
Oh,
at
we-
the Gucci
listen.
store, getting what they could get out of this situation. All crazy. I wanna move on to something before we get out of here. I wanna do we do this on the show. Was hot, now it's not. I wanna go around the room. Chelsea Lee was hot, now it's fucking not.
Male R&B groups. Except for what's that one from Asia? They kind of cool. With all the dancing and stuff.
But are they R&B?
They're not R&B,
They're like
but
pop.
they're still
That's called K-pop or something like that,
K-pop,
right?
but they're still
Yeah.
a male group.
BTS.
BTS, there you go. Yes, BTS. We used to have like the KC and JoJo's and the 112.
This nigga
and
sweating like he KC right now.
Oh shit.
ain't no more male groups. Ain't no really more female groups either that I can really like. There's Pink, Asia, they got the fucking groups locked down, but USA, America, we all
Nah,
out
you
for
right.
each
Shout out
other.
to Good Girl. Good Girl was definitely a phenomenal group
No,
from
I
right
love
here
Good
too.
Girl.
Good Girl is amazing.
You nailed that. What's hot, what's not? Because you're right. That like not only has they said R&B has changed and kind of like just the classic feel of R&B has kind of like just diminished a little bit.
Any groups,
But
Danny Kane,
the groups for sure.
down the drain.
And they were
the other one
amazing, by
that
the
P
way.
Diddy put
I love
together with the
Danny
guys, down the drain.
No, it was.
They were
No,
amazing.
even but
No, I'm
even
saying
bef-
they're good.
Yeah,
but
but-
they don't last that long.
But even before those groups,
What happened to
like,
Pussycat
groups
Dolls?
was the thing. Like Mint Condition, Jagged Edge, Drew Hill, New Edition. Like groups was the fucking thing. And for you to say that right now, I really had to be like, oh shit.
I just slapped you.
No, you really did. You
Nah,
really
that's a
did.
good one. That's a good. Maybe it's a reflection of the world too, where just groups in general, people
Yeah.
want to be the only one. People
Yeah.
want to be the star by themselves, and then as a reflection of that, that's the thing that they look at too.
Right.
Like, I don't want to see a group of people winning together. I want to see just that one person sitting on the stage
Absolutely.
with the
Right.
other people in the background.
I always,
better
it's
be
right. I always
silent.
like the groups
Psychological.
too because I feel like for me growing up, I'm sure you other ladies in here, maybe for the men, maybe not. There was always like 5 different girls, and you could always find one that
The
you
one that
related
you
to.
were.
Like I always thought I was Scary Spice, and I always thought I was Left Eye.
Right.
I always thought I was like Beyonce. Like you can always find yourself in one of these groups. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That makes
But
sense.
you can't always relate to like one artist.
You found a light skinned black joint in all the groups.
I don't remember me finding myself in the R&B male groups, but I remember me finding my favorite female in the female groups that I would like date.
Oh, I mean,
Like,
who didn't?
she's hot. She smoked.
Yeah. Who-
T-Boz. I love T-Boz.
Who didn't?
T-Boz. Shout out to T. I had a crush on T-Boz.
T-Boz
forever.
couldn't sing though. But that's
Didn't
a
matter.
fact.
She looked at
but
like
that's-
money.
I just want to
All right,
All right, lay off the TLC shit.
TLC is amazing, by the way. Was hot, now it's not.
Tongue rings.
Wow.
That's a good one. I never liked those, by the way. Everybody that brags about girls thinking they're gonna top you with them.
give a fuck.
Nah.
My bad. I meant to do this one.
Again.
Yeah.
I just think that tongues feel perfectly fine. I don't need
Yeah.
a ball of metal sliding all over my penis.
I never could really like fuck with them because I think the first time I ever like for girls, I think it's definitely like a little sexy depending on what you got in there because they be doing the most with some shit. But the first time I really got a close up on it was with like one of my homies did it, and it was just bad. It
Yeah,
just,
when it did, when
it just
it-
like ruined me.
Yeah,
it
when a
ruined
guy
me with tongue
wears
ring because
that-
he was like this. Look, he was on some shit like I was like, hold up, what's going on?
He was a poppy?
Nah. He wasn't even. He was black.
Oh,
black.
oh, wow.
Yeah, he was black.
'Cause, you know,
Light
poppies
skin,
was
light,
into that,
light
right, Wally?
skin, light skin, but team light skin, but black. But he was definitely like on some shit. And this is my homie. He was just on some shit like Porter just got that. You know, I'm about to get busy on the bitches. And I'm like, what? He like, yeah. He started. I'm like, oh, nah, it's
Nah, that's kind of
Nah,
wild.
It's
that was the
crazy.
thing though back then. The only thing is certain people, they breath used to be rocking.
from the Russ.
Oh my God, I had to make sure.
Idiot, yo, what is wrong with Porter Rich, yo, Porter.
That was
do you-
classic.
Listen, Porter, Porter, was hot, now it's not, man. Come on, Porter. Come on, Porter.
All right. My what's hot now it's not. It's definitely motherfucking penny candy. And the reason why
Since 1962?
No. The reason why I'm so mad is I be having bad change in my car. And sometimes I just grab a handful and go to the store and fucking like regular like fishies. They talking about 3-4 nickel. No, I want all 5.
3-4 a nickel.
I want how it used
It'd
to
be
be
like 25 cents for one fish.
Yeah, exactly. Goofy shit like Knowledge used to be 10 cents, they a quarter now. Like y'all just ODing. Like chill out on the fucking candy. Like
Rent went up.
Listen, the store that brings penny candy back, and I'm not telling you to do all penny candy because I don't want to kill your business. I know you got to make money, but if you have a penny candy section, I'm telling you, the people will honor it because it's classic. It's just where we come from. Some kids only have a penny. Some kids only got 3 cents. And y'all knocking them from their fucking snack by making the fucking baby knob. Why y'all laugh, yo?
This shit got real.
Yeah. No, it's getting real, bro. Like, for real. I work with kids, so I'm always thinking about the kids, man. Listen, man.
Now you think about your fucking self.
Me too. I snack at
all
night.
them pennies he got in his cup holder.
When I'm on my Weedy Gonzalez shit, I snack at
we
night.
know.
But no, all things real. Penny candy was hot. And now you go in stores, they raping you for a pack of Jingles.
No, that's real.
Come on, stop it.
Bro, what year was that?
Yeah,
Fucking
Jingles. Remember Jingles? Well, they changed them. Now they call it Frunas. They call it Frumas. They changed the name. I think it's something Jingles. Jingles probably fucked the money
You
up.
got the history.
Yeah,
now.
you a candy connoisseur.
No. We had the biggest penny candy out Pollock. It was called Hints. Yeah, it was the biggest penny candy store. We robbed it eventually, but
That's why
they ain't bringing the penny candy back. Niggas like you.
This nigga ruin everything. Mine is non-verbal consensual sex. Non-verbal consensual sex. You cannot have. It was hot at one time. At one time, you could just be doing what you're doing with the woman. Everything going smooth, and you could just take it to the next level. You didn't have to say anything. You kind of felt out the situation. You could see it in her eyes. She see it in yours.
Right.
You put your hand somewhere. They scoot up. They let you you go with the vibe. Nobody said nothing.
Okay, Kyle.
right.
That's dead.
No,
that's
it
dead.
is. It is.
No, that's dead. That's dead. You now must sit there and say, "May I release my penis now?"
Nah, it is. It gotta be. The reason why is because and it don't be the women's fault. It be like the powers that be that's tricking women to like kind of like just know they got like the upper hand. So women can like do this non-consensual shit like what Dev talking about, and then after that they might try to get something from you, try to bargain something, and if you don't do it, they could turn around and be like, "Yo, he raped me."
Yeah, they could say, they could literally say, I went through the whole thing with a smile. I pogoed on it all crazy because I was scared.
Right.
So
right.
you gotta really be like,
back in the day we didn't have those fears.
May I whip out, please? Luckily, I came from the days of the whip out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was kicking it. You was watching a movie. It seemed like
that was trifling.
It seemed like the right
time.
No. You whipped out and then they went crazy.
No. I understand totally what he's saying because I remember times, right, when I was trying to get like, and I'm just being honest. I'm just being me. I'm me. I'm not perfect. I'm human. But I remember times when I was like with a certain female, right, and I was trying to get it. And females, y'all play hard to get. That's one of y'all things. Y'all want to be like, nah, not tonight.
Yeah, because or else you're going to feel like it was too easy.
And the whole night, I'm still trying to I'm trying to get the pants down. And she like, let them come down, pull them back up, let them come down. It was a game. And I just feel like that night, eventually, like, I did end up getting some.
You won.
But I felt like I did too much. I felt like we're in, like, now what Dev is talking about, like, now in this day and time, I would have been scared to do that. They keep just trying to pursue what you trying to pursue that night. Like, nah, I want some.
Well, Shorty might get on the phone.
Just been real aggressive, but not aggressive like that.
But Shorty might get on the phone and be like, yo, the nigga tried to pull my pants down. I stopped him, you know what I mean? Because I can't let him do it on the first one. Right. This nigga stone cold quit. I had to call up Bobby from around Fairview to come knock it down. Because Bobby, he gonna go in. You know what I mean? Bobby whip out, throw it on her forehead. You feel what I'm saying?
A lot of and it's crazy because a lot of times it do really be those games in reverse psychology. I remember a John that wouldn't let me. I was staying the night at her house about 6 weeks straight, and I remember this John because I did the reverse psychology tour.
That's a big.
No, 6 weeks straight. I'm going over there like the first 4 out of the 6. I was trying. I'm getting. All this, I'm like a kid here. I'm at night. So by the fifth night, man, listen, by our fifth encounter, I come over with my game plan, right? I come over like this. Okay. As soon as I get there, I just take everything off, get on my side of the bed. I'm like, I'm doing all shit like that. Like, you know what? We could both play this game. And I ain't gonna hold you. By the seventh night, I think I tried the same thing. I was going right to bed. I'd go right to bed on you. That's all we doing, sleeping together? Okay. Fuck it, the bed. And she popped off on me. Mm-hmm. Like, so I understand. And don't get me wrong, she probably been one to pop off like the first 4, 5 nights. But it'd be like the games women play. And we used to be able to play with y'all. And now what Dev is saying is like,
no,
we can't play.
You must be out there saying, may I? Because this is how serious it is. Meet out is out, right? You still got to be like, may I insert this at this juncture?
You might even have to say like, hey, I'm getting your birthday right now. Not to be funny, but hey, it's being around.
Because Shorty could be like, he a whole weirdo. We was sitting there kissing and he got hard. You'd be like, what's going on? This shit ain't going too far. Like, this shit
you
going
gotta have
way
your
too far.
motherfucking recorder on you and your
They're
memos
like,
on your phone.
Did you get
like,
an erection around this woman without consent?
That is
Lock
wild.
him up. It can get there. You know, this is all being said because obviously we all know also somebody that just recently came home, the boy himself, Bill Cosby. Just came home, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's all types of, you know, controversy behind that. I'm not even going to get into that. My man Slice right now behind the
Slice
board.
got a crazy picture with
that was his mentor. You know what I'm saying?
Out of the classic picture.
That was his mentor.
Classic
you know
picture.
how I feel about Pill since before the Pill allegations, but that's a real thing when you talk about this type of stuff because you scared. It's kind of scary to drink.
Right.
With a woman to say, yo, we're going to have some drinks tonight
Yep.
and just kick it because anything that goes on past then could be turned into something totally different. You could actually be the one that was out of it and Shorty went crazy on it and you still going to be at fault. So everybody be careful out there. Can we bring out the motherfucking wheel?
My boo with the gold dust dress on. Dress made out of gold dust.
So we are going to bring the wheel back because you know everybody complains when they don't see the wheel after a while. You know what I'm saying? After they don't see the wheel. Is
it the wheel they don't see or something else?
Something else. Let me move this out the way.
Talk to him, baby.
Let me move this out the way.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? All right, let's get a spin on that thing.
The ladies
real
in them
quick.
denim daisies.
Let's see.
Let's get them denim daisies shaking.
Okay, wild party story. Landed on that. I'll just tell y'all something real quick. I once had a chick that I was super feeling. I did everything in the fucking world to get this Jones' attention. She ends up breaking up with her dude. She comes out to the party. She comes out to one of my parties. I'm so happy that she's at this party and everybody, all my friends know, oh shit, he really got her here, this, that, and the third, that I get extrally drunk because I'm just souped. I'm buying bottles. And I got so into the party and wilded out so much that
The Wheelchair Express?
I kissed 2 other Johns right in front of her.
Oh, shit.
And it was like, I did it, and then I look at her, and I realized at
You
that
got
moment.
fired.
And it was embarrassing. She brought her peoples out. Like, this is the bull I'm telling y'all about. It was a Rizat.
And he over here kissing
I
her.
just looked like a wild animal, and that was something that I did that was terrible. And I was on suicide watch after
let me do one wild story. Hold on, real quick, wild story. Me and my homies, all of us crazy. I'm young, 18. Hotel, girls, everybody knew what it was. Party, liquor, weed, everything, jacuzzis, everything. We there. We get there, jacuzzi, me and my homies. One of my homies, we in the jacuzzi, the girls bet us. Like, yo, they taking their bottoms off. They getting butt naked in the jacuzzi.
This when you strip, nigga.
No, but before I stripped, they tried to make us strip in the jacuzzi. And, like, that shit was, like, hot water. And if a man familiar with hot water and, like, erections and shit like that, or your man just...
Because it got to be in the middle. The water got to be somewhere in the middle.
It can be hot. I mean, I know for us, I know my man whispered that to me, and it was just like a crazy memory. And that was one of the wildest parties ever, because my man whispered to me, he was like, when the girls was like, yo, y'all taking them shit off? My man whispered to me, he was like, we can't take it off in the hot water. Water and shit don't get right. And I was just like, oh, shit, like, you right. So we kept our shit on. But yes, that is the same story where I ended up stripping for him later.
Yeah.
And
you turned into Kyrie.
Yeah, I turned into the male stripper for the money. I had to redeem myself for the jacuzzi situation. So later they betted me, the homies, and I came out and gave them a big dance.
And redemption is always
gigolo
dick
style.
Redemption is always best, man. Let's get another spin on this.
It was my fantasy job in my life. West Coast Porn Productions.
Just spin it. Just spin it.
I have a magic touch.
Got my first tape and I'm doing some more. They started a label with pops in the kitchen. Dipping, failing on rough, now I'm rolling, I'm tripping. Zooming, swearing a lot, now I'm tinted. Booted, went to bad bitches up in it, I pinned it, I did it, hey, how I'm living 100%, I ride for my niggas. We gon' get it regardless, you talk to be honest, they know this for sure. Getting in for the win, cause I really need more. Now I'm talking about M's like I caught me a store. Now you rockin' my drip, it's new BG belong. Haters all on my dick, they can't leave me alone. Yeah, I must be the shit, they gon' try get me gone. Yeah, they want to me, ever to room me. Nigga, they give me, you gotta be bold. I was done bad, all on my own. Came in with the bag, off of the floor. Now it's all vibes, I'll be in the zone.
Up in the ratchet, I'm up in my fashion.
Now niggas gone.
Do it in traffic, I'm shining the paddock.
Then taking on.
Niggas ain't really be talking about me though. I be bending them bullets Magneto. I was on here trying to fuck with a free hoe. Now I'm deep in the water like Nemo.
Yo, that's hilarious, yo. That has never happened in the history. Yo, it landed on Wild Party Story instead of Twerk Break. We on some bullshit, y'all. Peace.
I said I got the magic touch, and then that shit went like to the wild.
Hold on. Right now, I'm talking about right now, you have to watch this right here. You see this story right here, this video I'm telling you to watch, you have to watch this video right here. It is the craziest story that you'll probably come across. I'm going to just say this. This woman has 5 children by her father. There's a lot to this story. Make sure you click on this right now.